MOGA moved secures contract to modernize U.S. Air Force training fleet with Genesis Avionics Suite. That's Michael Oscar Golf Alpha, MOGA.
Wow, that's a great channel for Apple.
MRSN, Rosana Therapeutics resumes trading. Micro Romeo Sandy November. AGRI, Agroforce Growing Systems resumes trading. Alpha Golf Romeo India. RNA, Avidity Biosciences announcing completion of enrollment for a Harbor trial with a treatment of DM1. Provides guidance on regulatory submission. That's Romeo November Alpha, RNA. ALBT, Avalon Global Care, enters agreement with Saga Health for Cato targeting first responders. That's Alpha Lima Bravo Tango, ALBT. AIM, Immunotech reports mid-year safety and efficacy data from phase 2 study evaluating Ampligen.
Guess that level got respected.
In combination with AstraZeneca's Imfinzi for treatment of pancreatic cancer.
Hey, good morning for those that are just popping in. We're just setting up for what should be a pretty strong up day for the large and mega cap stocks. So we might not need to switch to the little lower volume. It should be definitely long bias this morning. So I'm just kind of setting up because you never know with Tesla, as always, as I always say. But NVIDIA and AMD, really, we should expect a move. It might even be smart to take a move. Just take a long move and go up with it. Just take one move and go. Of course, anything can happen, as always, but you want to be careful. But it's just things are going crazy right now. So 175.22. Respecting this fib channel right now, but it's about to leave the stratosphere, I think. I don't think any historicals. We're just going to have to make them in the moment and just be very long. I'm planning to be very long biased on the opening. I'm just trying to decide whether I should do AMD, which is out of control, or NVIDIA. Both the chip ones are. I'll mark some of these areas just in case, but I just don't see it going down. That's right through the middle of that. That kind of smooths out to more. I'm looking at all these levels too. Where does that smooth out to? Actually, like right there, that spike in the pre-market or the aftermarket. I mean, that's a nice channel there. It's a little over $1 channel. You can see it popped and hit it there. You never know why. Obviously, these things happen, but it's a good thing to make note of them. As you know, this is a large cap retracement strategy that we're looking at this morning. Hope you guys did good on Friday. I did end up doing some trading on Friday, which I'll update you guys on. Probably on my recap video. Here's the one that's going insane right now. Yeah, so it's a new fib level right there if I so desired. When it gets so far out of whack, you just wonder like why mark the fibs you mark just in case it retraces, you know, then you have them something to go by. I just I don't know if it's going to come in handy for us at all today. Look how far 170.19. I really don't like to set fibs on the current day pre or after market, but you know, I don't know. There's when the market closed. There's when it reopened again. I don't know. I mean, some people were able to trade it, obviously. That's 8, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just take it to the top right now. 170.19. I'm not going to hold it. It doesn't hold a lot of respect for it, you know.
Says I'm going to make a new deadline for about 10 to 12 days from today. We just don't see any progress being made.
Big wide channel. Think this thing will retrace at all? Probably not. Retrace on the intraday, some I'll bet. I bet if it goes up, it's going to retrace a little bit here, but I think it's just going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if this is 175, maybe even 180, way beyond its ATR. I wouldn't be at all surprised the way it's going. The news is just sometime the bottom's going to drop out a bit, whether something said or people feel that it's just overbought. That's where we don't want to get caught in a swing. So when it's running this high, I get worried. Yeah, I don't even see trading this stock today. I'll mark the fibs, but I guess I'll take it to the high, 161.84. Again, it's not ideally to mark Fibonacci levels in this way. It's the oldest historical data you have, but you're putting on a 5-minute chart that it's left. So it's kind of like, really, what's the point? I mean, if it comes back down in here, logic would tell you that these then could be maybe respected. So that's why I marked it, but I just don't see trading it. I think there's going to be a lot. But hey, again, anything can happen though, right? I'm thinking it's going to go straight up today, and maybe it'll go the other way. You know, you just have to make your moves when you see it actually happening, right? Did I do Apple yet? Apple could be exciting today too. All right, so no, these look like old. This must be old settings, right? That fib looks good. That's where I would mark that fib. What's it doing there? Yeah, okay, so the fib's good. These look like they were done intraday. Oh, it's interesting. Apple's actually below its... Remember we were trading this at 210 for a while, then I got stuck in a 214 and ended up swinging out the next day. So we're kind of coming back down here. Those are memorable prices that you don't tend to forget when you get stuck in a bad position. They kind of burn into your brain. That hit there. Maybe. Respect them till you don't. Look at that. Smooth across and hit that. Yeah, it broke it here, but that's it. That's an algorithm. Big dump right there. Big hedge fund action, huh? I keep seeing my shout out with a chat at some point during this. If you were getting longer delays, I keep getting, I see the little buffering signal coming up on the stream, and I don't know if you're actually getting delay right there, because it should be less than 1 second, or if it's stopping for a minute, then I suddenly pop back in. Please shout out if that's happening, because I'm supposed to have a dedicated box to this office studio here, but there's a lot of construction going on around, so I'm thinking maybe somebody didn't know that and just took my box away. All right. That's the one on the one scanner, everything over 200. There's Hood in Google. I'll take a look at Hood. I noticed that my XRP came way back down, and then now it's almost back up to where it was. Curious to see what happens. That's an intraday not used area there. That one might be doable. What's our fib really at here? Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's a legit fib there. Yeah. This isn't, though. So 97.16. That changed those channels a bit. What are we looking at here if we want to channel trade this? Kind of down here was where it's more viable. Up here, it's nothing much to go by for that style of trading. That hit here and then spiked there. Yeah, that's a level where it spiked. And then it hit it again here. So that might be 106.50 probably. Might be the level to watch if this sprang back. And then these aftermarket and pre-market, I would wait to see what's happening and then maybe do intraday if I were to trade this. I might take a position in NVIDIA or AMD and then come and just hold it to go long. Maybe put a stop out in case something happens, or put a profit more than anything. Maybe is what I would do, but we'll see. But my plan is, and I don't recommend it, is to trade the opening candle. I'm not sure I'll even wait for a dip. If it doesn't start to dip and it just takes off, I might just jump in it, because I think, I don't know, it's going to go up today. But you have seen I have been wrong with that before. So Friday I did some pretty good moves at a time that I don't normally trade, but managed to get some in for Charlie and some of the other guys. Well, this one's at the top of the list here. What do we got for this? Is this? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hard to borrow. I don't know why that wasn't on this. This setting keeps changing the scanner, but that one might be interesting, but it's hard to borrow, so we could only go long on it. Then it hits. This is the other scanner that you only need 50,000 per 1 minute. Most of them are higher though, as you can see. This one always keeps popping up. Oh wow, so that's way up. that the one I was normally trading? No, I don't think so. Okay. Let me just get a look at that for a second. I don't think that's what I... Yeah, oh, it's way out of the levels I was marking it. Let's see. Look at that, huh? Might as well just get rid of these. You might come to this at some point today. Now, if you're traditionally marking your fib levels, you don't do it like I do it, or I adjust the size here. 56.30. Just support and resistance, though. It's fine. So 56.35. Have we been there? Yeah, we were there not too long ago. Might as well get this marked out just in case. Smooth it down there. It hits a lot more. You go here and then all the way across 2 days to the right. It's probably a better respected level. Probably, maybe. It's not always the peak that gets respected. You know, you look for it smoothing across more areas. But is there anything in that channel up there? Nope, so that channel's out of whack. So, yeah, nothing really to mark here. So if you're just joining us, I'm going to be trading live at the market open. We are trading a large cap retracement strategy, which I do every morning. It is free to watch and trade along if you like, although I suggest you seek the advice of a licensed financial advisor before you try to follow anything that I do here, because trading is risky, and you should only trade with money that you can afford to lose, and you should practice in a simulator first. For the most part, this is the plan that I follow. I only go into 25% of my position, and then I will add to my position typically when the stock is turning back my way, if it's going against it. But most of my trades are just at that 25%, and then it is an advanced way to trade to add to your position if it's going against you. So you always want to make sure you stick to your max loss and then follow any of these other rules. But you should have your own day trading rules. This is just suggestions because of what I might use to trade. But again, you're on your own here, so be careful. So I haven't been doing any of the RV strategy sessions and getting them out. I've been doing them and having live commentary with all of them. So I do have the videos to release. They just haven't been released yet. So I probably will be doing that again soon. Right now, it's just the time and the day. You know, it's been tough for me to do a recap video, trade mic'd up with other people, and then still get the things out that have been sort of vetted to be put out in live commentary trading. So just for my protection, really. So yeah, we typically trade live. So maybe you guys heard about the changes that are about to happen to the PDT rule, pattern day trading. They're thinking about lowering that from 25,000 down to 2,000, which I'm sure is a big cheer for a lot of people. Not sure that every broker will still allow you to margin that same value of shares over and over and over again. That'll probably be up to individual brokers, but for the most part, I bet they do. And what that will, and that's still probably 8 months to a year away before it gets totally approved. It probably will be approved because all the brokers want you to trade more because they make money off of every trade. Even when they're not charging you trading fees, they're making money off the volume. They're market maker. They're putting a little bit on every single trade or taking a little bit off of your money. So there'll be a huge influx, my thought would be, when that new rule goes into effect. I mean, it already changed to 1-day settlement from 3-day settlement, right? So it sped things way up about a year or so ago. Maybe it's been longer than that. But now, with this $2,000 is all you're going to need in your account to do all the trades you want. And you can probably get margined up to 8. They may only margin at double. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, how some of the banks might try to control you from, yourself. I don't know how they're going to do it yet, but yeah, generally like really good news for people wanting to get into day trading, and for us that are already here. It's going to be really, really good news. Look at that. I know my setup is very, very sensitive, but I'll bet that's real. And sometimes you get what we call shadow wicks, which aren't real price action. It didn't really happen, but I'll bet that did. That's a big dump pre-market by somebody for a split second. It was a trade that was reported well after it was done, and then that happens. So it can throw you off. You have to be careful. Think about if you were shorting and you got out just in time. Like, I don't know what happened. I just made $20,000 in a split second. What the heck happened? Often if you have it's set to sell you out, it hops right over you though. On those kind of moves, it'll just hop right over it, and you won't get picked up. A lot of people think that if you have it set to sell at a certain price, that it's just absolute, that's what will happen. But you get jumped over all the time, buying or selling. You can't count on it 100%. Mostly you can, probably 95% of the time. But yeah, every once in a while it doesn't. It just depends on the volatility, the speed in which it happens. You just don't get picked up. So yeah, I was out, I had some family visiting, and one of the events that was decided is that we would go do line dancing. I have never line danced before. So I kind of pictured you were getting in a line and like a centipede, and that's not what it is for those of you that know or are laughing at me right now. No, you're doing the 1 foot out, skip to your right, skip to your left, that kind of thing. Just was not. It was not my cup of tea. I did not really excel in that, so I looked a little. I'm tall. I'm 6'4", and it was just. I think I looked a bit awkward with the rest of it. Definitely the tallest person in doing it. Not that it's that rare to be 6'4", but that particular night, I stood out. So the teacher picked on me, and I didn't appreciate that. No, I didn't care. But suddenly I became the person of like, no, you don't do it like that. You do it like this. Watch what he's doing wrong. Gee, thank you, teacher. I appreciate that. Everybody watch me fail, please. So I had vowed that would be something I probably would never do again. You get to be on in years. It's like you're looking for bucket list stuff to do. So I was like, yeah, do it, man. Get it off that list. That is never jumping back in the bucket. Let's put it that way. Everybody had a good time, though. It's fun to laugh at the professor. So we will be, as always, the risk oscillator is like one of our main indicators we're going to want to be watching here, along with the Scalp Pro meter. Those are the two main ones. And then we have the multi-chart alignment. What are people trading on when they only trade on 5-minute charts or 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour charts? More people trade at the larger time increments. So knowing what they see is so important. So, you know, that's important to watch. And you have it, they're marked over here too, in vertical lines. So I have it actually on two different charts. This one's just the labels, and this is just the line, so they don't crowd up my labels up here. So you can, when you get them over at the $1 Million Margin Club, you get all the different versions, so you can just load them how you want. But this shows you every 5 minutes. So this is really helpful as well. Because you know right when they're all going to decide these larger time increments. Not all, but I mean a large amount of traders will move in right when the candlestick changes. So if they're all the 30 minutes see it's going down, well, they most likely will go short or get out of their position, which will drop it. Sometimes. Doesn't always work that way. But so knowing where that is handy. These white arrows are the MACD crossover. That's pretty important. So this will point to the direction it predicts the stock will go. See, it says points up, it went up. Points down, it went down. It's not right 100% of the time, but it's right a lot of the time, as you can see here. And that one's wrong. You know, well, it really wasn't, because it went down and then it went up. You know, so it went up. And then these other ones, the bright red and the bright green, not the lighter green, but the brighter green here. And that's the buy-sell oscillator, also telling you that it's about to go. These are based on EMA and then RSI, overbought, oversold, or crossovers here. So you can see we have the VWAP, you have the 20 moving average, the 14 moving average, and the 9 moving average. You can't see, but I'm telling you what those are, so you know. And those are going to tell you, these are going to, indicators will tell you when there's crossovers, and then this is going to tell you when you're, if you're below the VWAP, see that turned red. If it's continuing to go down below the VWAP, it's telling you that the strength is moving down from the average volume price of the stock. So see how it just popped down? MACD sent it down, but now this lighter green is on the risk oscillator, saying it's gone beyond the level of what down should be. So this is the last 9 candles average, and it gives you a target. And then it's saying like, hey, it's going to go back up. Now, you can't really pay too much attention to any of these. At least they're not as respectable on the pre-market. So, but those are all really handy indicators to get. And then, of course, the market magnets in the middle here, which is one of the best indicators to have. And this is set at a 50% level. That's why the arrows are telling you when they're most likely to turn around for a large cap, mega cap. This is specifically tweaked for. And then the center of the volume that has just happened is right here. And when you see these light blue lines come above it, it usually means it's going to pull it up. That's current price action that just happened. I mean, nothing's, you know, the future. It's just what just happened. It marks it. When you see it below, then it pulls it down. Not always. Again, nothing's always. It's just you try to get as many of these lined up as you can. So we're a little less than 3 minutes away from the open. This big dark black hole signifies our open of the open market, at which point my intent is to go long on NVIDIA. If I get a little dip, I'll feel better about it. But if I don't, and I may, I don't recommend you foul on a first candle, what I'm doing at all. Again, I'm going to get that out. My intent would be to swing this trade and not pop right out. But I might pop out for some money and then get back in for a swing, and then switch stocks and then go look at maybe Apple that might be channeling better, maybe even Tesla today. So we'll get over and then we'll do, we'll try to create intraday channels based on the price action and volume, which is what the strategy is basically. It's not trading the open candle, but I always like to, as you know, I always try to do something with that just for excitement. But I am different and I can afford to lose. So you've got to be very careful. Maybe you're that way too. But, whoa, huh? Wow. That's tempting to get in pre-market on this. That's a great drop, right? There wasn't just news, was there? That's just a sell-off. And the volume increased. It went down almost 50 cents, didn't it? Not quite. 40 cents. No, it did. Yeah, it went down 50 cents. 48 cents. Woof. Then sprang back up. Thought about increasing here, but I might increase my share size as it goes up. Again, I'm feeling really, really long bias today based on the news. Some of it was built in pre-market, right? We have 1 minute to go here. Yeah. Not really. That's very consolidating. I mean, the tariff news was yesterday, obviously, so. All right, here we go, guys. It's going to have a big dip first. I'll definitely go in long on a dip, and then if it keeps going down, I might add to it, and I will play this as a swing today. I'm announcing ahead of time that that's the way I'm looking at this trade. But I don't recommend you try to follow what I'm doing in any way. The close was 173.50, so we're 50 cents above the close, roughly 55 cents. I'm going to get in. Yeah, I just think it's going to go. I can just sit there and watch it go, 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 and never get out. That's what worries me, that I won't get out. So, I might just take a small win here. That was a $43 win for a second. Halfway to our goal, right? I'll sell the ask if it pops up high enough. It isn't flying up as fast as I thought it might. All right, so $60 trade. Now let's see if we get any kind of a pullback to get back in that, or if it's just going to take off for the day. It might be like 180 by the end of the day, right? Even though this is so hard to move, this stock, it's just the volume gets so high. See, 2 million, almost 3 million volume on that. Insane, right? Yeah, it's going to break the fib, no problem. It'll break the ATR, no problem. Yeah, so I should have just stayed in it, right? I don't think it's going to give me a dip. I'm not going short on this, guys. So. All right, I'm going to get in again. I've got a little bit of a cushion to write it down if it goes back against me. I got it at the $0.25 going up. Yeah, it's going to hurt me. Now it retraces. All right. So it hit off that ATR and went down. So I'm going to add to my level down here if it gets down to 174. But I doubt it will go down very far. But well, let's see. I thought I was going to keep going, so I chased it and then got rid of my victory there. Going for the longer play. Not going to add to it anytime soon. If I want it to drop way down before I add, but I would add for a bigger move today. Now, this is the way I used to trade. I would retrace it off that level and go short, but I don't feel comfortable going short with this stock today. No matter where I'm at, with it. But I do think I'll move to another stock when we get past the 5 minute here and see where we're at. For those of you that have just been going long and hanging with it, you should be doing quite well. Let's see. Here we go. We broke that dollar, so break that fib, and we'll be more green. See if we can get this up to about $100 today. Break the fib, and we'll make our goal on the first few candles if it gets there. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. 175.50 maybe. 25 cents up. I want it to break that ATR. Now that's based on yesterday's close. So now we want to see it spring up. Tapped it. Boy, it really respects it, huh? I'm waiting it out. Is it going to hit it again and break it this time? We want to break it.
President Trump on the Federal Reserve says they have to cut rates.
I was looking down at the news for a second just to make sure. Don't like how it keeps dropping. I might just get out if it pops up there and then wait to see a move. It's only 20 cents off my position. Well, it's not a good pattern there. 5 minute and 15 minute just say straight up, obviously. All right. Time to like study this a bit just to see what's going on. Yeah, those sellers were, but they didn't make to the top of the volume. Tempted to add for the next spring up, but you know, I can't, I'm not 100% sure it will spring up, so. A lot of static down here to break through. All the news is good to go up. This is not the high of day. There is no way 175.37 is the high of day. When it broke that 5 minute, it was definitely green, but now we've got a red 5 minute. So things are kind of shaken out. We'll be able to tell. There might be a big surge here at the 10 minute mark. So for the day, I'm red. I was first trade was $60 green, and then I got back in to ride it higher, and it let me down. We'll be changing stocks once I get out of this position, or I set it for a swing. Can we start to get some green candles now? Don't panic. We're going to go back up. Coming close to the magnet now, which is all the opening volume, because it, you know, is not enough for it to move that around. I would actually add at 174, which would bring me down to let's see, that would be $1.25. So it would bring me down to 174.50 roughly if it went all the way down to 174. And then I would set my swing right there. So you have to be prepared, you know what your max loss is before you're adding share size. We opened above 174. Well, actually right at 174. It had that big spring down just before the market opened. So people are taking profit, but it's about to go up. Wish I would have sold that and got in down here. That's really only 50 cents off my position. Too soon to add, and you want it to be turning around, you know, show some support if you're going to add to your position here. Start to listen. It's getting time to start to listen to the targets as we get further in here. See how the sellers are weakening here? Looking for a big turnaround here coming up. So that's the buy-sell oscillator saying it's time to turn around. So these are a whole and half dollar. So it just broke below the $half here. Again, remember, this is not our typical strategy, so don't get concerned by these numbers for me. You guys have to have your own thing. I'm only a quarter in my position with an intent to add if it gets down here, and then ride it for a swing trade up. Unless it immediately recovers, I might get out and get in for a lower share size for a swing. I would just be flabbergasted if it went down today. But, you know, anything can happen, right? That was a pretty strong downward candle there. This one trade's 180 down, but I had already had like 60 bucks off that. I got it off that first candle. So we're looking to add down near 174 and then call it a swing and move on to a different stock. I do believe it will go up today. That's my feeling, but you need to make your own assessment. Here's the capital, how you can see what cap you're using. Right now I'm using $35,000 of my account. This is a good indicator to have, so it does a quick add for you. So this is our first sign of a reversal. That's at the 50-cent mark here. Remember, get the whole and half dollar indicator unless you want to draw them all, which you can do. But people trade, you know, they set their prices at those whole and half dollars, whether it be mentally or literally on the ladder or however they do it on Charles Schwab. So that's trading with the crowd. Knowing those levels can be really important when you're looking at your move. So this might be the beginning of the turnaround. Let's see. That was right at the top. Wasn't as high as the last volume, but it was high. It was just as many buyers as you can see right across there. This is telling you inside the candles and the percentage, even with a meter. So this is an amazing indicator, the Scalp Pro meter that you should get. These are all at the $1 Million Margin Club. I have links to get all these if you're interested in them. They're my sponsor, and I really believe in these indicators, and I use them. Here we go. Here's what we were waiting for. So I never got to add, but that's fine. Money's money. So let's get some money up here. Quit toying with us. Just make your move. Yeah. Would be interesting to add here, but I'm going to stick to my guns just in case. That made a bear flag if this continues to be red, which it's on a 1 minute. Those are 82% accurate on 5 minute charts. 1 minute charts, they're no real data, but probably they're fairly accurate too. That's in the Candlestick Pattern Playbook, which is one of the best pattern books there is to learn because it has a rating. It rates them all. I have a link to that book too. The books I believe in, Mark Douglas, Trading the Zone, the Candlestick Pattern Playbook, Day Trading Volume 1, which is a lot of how I base this large cap retracement strategy that we're about to be trading in a few minutes. But those same support and resistance levels, Fibonacci, ATR, I mean, I use it for just every kind of trading I do, because historical data is really all we have to go by. You know, that's how they base the crossovers of the EMA and SMAs and RSIs and Bollinger Bands and whatever you trade with, whatever indicators you use, they're all based on historical data. So learning where that is and how they may come into play for you, the more the data you see, then the more likely it will, you know, that goes your direction, the more likely it will go in your direction. Probability and outcome. It's just that simple. But you can just never count on it, you know. So that's why you want to have your max losses. And oh, I didn't think we were going to play these reindeer games. You know how the other day I traded it and I went short and it just kept going up, you know. I really thought we were going to have one of those days where it just kept going. Like at the end of the first 5 minutes, it was up. The next 5 minutes was up. The next 5, you know, there was retracement, but it was just continually going up. This is annoying that it's not just doing that. I don't know what AMD is doing right now. Is that like just flying straight up? Let me see. Yes. Oh my God. Probably should have done that one, huh? That's at 172 from 166 close. I almost went there to do that one. So we're going to go over there after I set this move or get out of this move. So yeah, I'm kind of getting ready to move over there and just let this run, but I'm hoping that maybe we can get a definitive here. So the market magnet's pulling. This is the data point above the magnet, which should pull this up, which should spring this up. This is a great indicator called the market magnet. Magnet showing where most of the volume is right now. It's constantly updating and accumulating. And then see how it pulled it up? So this should recede now. And then we look for another blue band to come in to keep pushing it up. And now the buy-sell oscillator, because these are crossing because of this. So they're saying, hey, you got to kind of take them all in as a whole and say, well, why did that happen? Well, because this drew it up. So you can't really go by that 100% yet. But the MACD, I would, to go in. I wouldn't necessarily go out with that. And there's the reason why, because it's like, this is almost like you got to look at this as like a delayed knowledge, the buy-sell oscillator. Like look for that to maybe come into play 1 minute or 2 minutes from when you see it. But how else do you mark the arrow unless you have a time delay? I don't know. I developed that script for a prop firm, so I know about it well. It's one of the things I do on the side besides trade is I code and you know, I get paid well to do it. But I'm always trying to find something that anybody can use. You know, these are, you know, design them so you just have to, you don't have to understand it. You just follow the arrows, right? Like in Matrix, follow the white rabbit. So now our EMA is looking up. Everything says up, trending up. So this is kind of what I thought was going to happen. It's just taking a little while here. So we don't want it to be dropping off that fib. See how it respected that fib? Man. It's, we want it to be playing around up here so I can at least get over to AMD. So AMD is starting to consolidate. I'm just looking at price action. It's dropping a bit. Wow, so that's Tesla news. Is that going to send that up? I was reading the Tesla news down here. This is going to give me news, you know, that might affect the large and mega cap. Carl's really not reading anything to me here. Yeah. Oh boy, did it again. It rejected again. So I might be holding this. And let's get a look at AMD. So let me just see. I'm at 175.25. Close was at 173.50 here. All right, let me take a look at this, why that's riding. Yeah, so that's pulled back now. This is what, let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. Going long bias, this might be our puppy today for the retracement strategy. See if we can get a zone in on this. Long bias for sure. Little complicated, I'm a little messy on the chart here, but nothing we can't see right through. So sellers have been kind of in control in the last 8 or 9 candles. Although, wow, that just moved. I was looking at the target, and indeed, whoever read the 40-cent target knew that it was legit and went for it for sure, based on the average of the last 9 candles. Yeah, I would hesitate to short this, guys. I tell you. Normally, you see it spiking here, and you think, well, let me think about, retracing this, but I don't want to retrace it. So this is where we have to be careful with the strategy. If it isn't consolidating, then we're just chasing. Look at it go, huh? Yeah, I can see I'm almost even money on NVIDIA up there. It's 175.13, just about 15 cents off my break even of the last trade. Yeah, I don't think I want to trade this till it starts to. This isn't doing what we want. This was doing what we wanted to do, and now this happened. So, so we're gonna have to wait a minute. Let's take a quick look at what Tesla's doing. I'm just gonna go straight to the 1 minute chart because that's all that's really gonna matter here. Yeah, so that's slowly climbing. Now that news that it just put out, any kind of news just makes things go up. So this is also not going to be consolidating, but it might be worth a trade to go long if that's what you're doing. So you've got, what is that red line right there? Okay, so it's not the, I thought it might be one of the SMAs. Are we below the ATRs? Seriously? Oh, yeah, we are. Look at that. Okay. Let me get this 5 minute open. Wow, it looks like a good trade, guys, to go just to follow up off that news. That's not normally what we do, but it is going up. I'm going to take a look at this for a possibility. That's $2. So you got to be careful. I'm going to lower mine to 50, look for a dip, and get in on this trade. So I'll go ahead and get in there, pick me up. So we're going to try to take a small trade on this as it goes up. Not retracing it. I'm only trading it upward. We'll just look for a little win. I've only got 50 shares, so maybe we get up to over $20. Somewhere in that area. There's 18. There we go. So $21. Just a tiny climb, so we don't get locked in it. Now, you could have gone in with higher share size. I still call this going up. This looks like a big move because of the news. And Tesla is so volatile. You have to be so careful here. I'll up my share size based on this. I'm looking at this ATR and the 50-cent mark. It's going to drop. Okay, I'm going in on the drop and hoping that it's going to pound up here. So I've got it at 22.26, and I upped my share size. So I took a big chance here for Tesla because it can move $2 in a split second, right? So, but we want it to move $2 up in a split second, not down. So this is a risky trade for how we're trading right now, as you can see. It's hurting me. It's kind of why I hate to chase stuff. Well, a lot of people haven't even read this news yet, even though it's 5 minutes ago. Yeah, AMD is going back up over there. And I'm just sitting right below my latest position on NVIDIA. So it just seems to be really holding 175 as its number, right? NVIDIA does. Well, that's a reversal sign, so we don't want to see that while I'm going long. Nice little dragonfly. And the buyers drop for sure. So they want to make me sweat on an upward climb. There she goes. Big boom. Big boom up. Let's get up there. This is why I don't like to trade Tesla. I really don't want to add to this stock. If I were to add, it might be down here, but that's really risky. I'd want to see it turning around. I don't want to see this gain steam so that everybody jumps on a downward move, you know. What was that 127? What was that 121.70? 121.70. What was that historical data? Well, that's a long time ago, huh? Right here. Nothing too great. Well, it spiked it right there, huh? Look at that. So it did respect it. So 170. Here it is again, coming across. Looks like it's moving up right now. Oh. So far we haven't really been trading the strategy. We've been chasing these stocks. Oh, I see NVIDIA's going down on me there. Not a long way, but I'm just looking at the scanner, the watch list. That's how I'm reading them above me, on the screen above me. I'm not sure how much longer I want to play Tesla's reindeer games, because it just could be that this is its top, and then I keep, if it doesn't bang through it here, there's a smoothing level sort of right in that area. Yeah, right about at my position is where it seems to be rejecting. And it's gaining some support down here at the 2150. This is our 9 coming up. Everything's being drawn up here. VWAP's way down here. The good news may be over, and that's it. It's just going to now do its typical messed up price action. And while I do this, I can't do the strategy. Remember, do your own max loss, guys, if you happen to have followed me. I'm not anywhere near my max loss. I just wonder, you know, I don't want to throw good money after bad either by averaging down on something that could fade down to, you know, $300. I don't know what it's going to do. But I don't like the look of it right now. $321 could be a spot to add, but man... Finally, NVIDIA's making a move back up. Yeah. All right. This gives me an opportunity to get out. I'm just going to get out because its upward move seems to be over. break that 50-cent mark. I'm looking at the price action. It's really only giving me 10 to 15 cents max on the swales, and I'm out of position by, you know, almost $1. So it's not. It needs to show me some more action here to get to even think about adding to my position. Let's see. Everybody and everybody now sees green. Trend's still green. The ScalpMeter Pro said green. Might make a surge here. Broke the 50 cents. Going to break that historical data level, which for some reason seems to be highly respected. There it goes. Yeah, so I want to get out. I'm not going to ride it up. If it gives me a chance to get out, I'm just going to get out. Anywhere green. That's my intent right now. Now that it's taken up this much of my time. Had I added, of course, I'd be very green. There's 8. Tempting. I was just the way that it was going up. I held a little longer. I'm like, get big green right there. I'm not sure it would even pick me up. Did you see how fast it dropped off the high there as it went up? It dropped really fast off of it. Yeah, okay, that was barely anything, but I got out of it. And then, of course, it's going to take off now. Let me take a look now at NVIDIA, because that is actually doing what I needed it to do in the first place. So there we go. So we're going to probably get out of this one too. There we go. So we're just going to take that win. Now we know we made our goal. Now I'm going to assess whether I want to ride that up. That's a nice big climb there. I didn't wait to assess it because it looked like it might drop off the ATR. So I just got out. So we've got 2 good trades so far. We've made our level. Let's get back to AMD. If you took those trades, which, you know, I kind of advised you not to, but so the problem here is that this is going straight up. A lot of you would not call that a problem. But if we're doing a retracement strategy, it's like I'm over here trading on not what the strategy is. This is the area that I would want to buy if it got down here, you know, but I'd like to see it get down here. Yeah, we'll keep it at 200 shares. So that's 174 even. It broke it. Wow. You can see that the movement is definitely up. I'm going to go in there, guys. I know that's not what I said I was going to do, but I did it. It got it at 04. And I would average down at the 50 cent. Yep, of course it's going to hurt me. So I would average down up here, down in this area, average into my half my position, which is 400 shares. AMD just has good news. We've got to play it out. We got to feel a little bit of pain first.
Trump says world tariff would be
I was watching it just go up off of this move, and then it suddenly took a dip right when I bought it. I wonder how many people are buying it right when I buy it. I always wonder those things. Or taking profit. So 173.50-ish, depending on how hard it hits, would be an area where if it seems to hit and spring, I would definitely add to my position like that was it. But it's already saying that it isn't going to make it. So it seems to be hitting this level as its support now, right down there. It made a tweezer move right across the top of these where it broke out. So it's, you know, it's deciding that that is now the floor, which bodes well for this trade if it springs back up here. So it was as high as 47. This level's 27, which would be enough to take a profit on this trade for sure. That went up hard, so I'm holding a little longer. back to my position. Looks, I'm going to try to get out up here in a anything that has a 2 in front of it here, a 2 and another digit, but 20 plus. I would hesitate to add at this level. If it banged and turned around, I might do a very, which is a low amount to add. The price is so close that adding is usually not advised to half your position at that point. Okay. That was good. That was a good spring. That's all I'm looking for. We're not going crazy here. So that ended up being a good trade. Now, is it going to consolidate right here? Because this would be fun if we get some consolidation right here. So let's see if it respects this level where it did before. I mean, it might spring and then come back. Wow. I hesitate to short. Now, normally I would, go short, long, short, long, short, long. It's just that it's just a real long biased market today. So this may not be one that we can actually trade. This is not really the way we're supposed to trade this, but taking a long off of here is not a bad idea. So let's see if it gives another opportunity. Then I'll go take a look at Apple. Apple is very steady on it. Closed at 213.88. It's at 214.49. So it's gone up about 65 cents or so. See if we can get an entry down by the 173.75 level to try to do another move here. And then you would think about adding. Yeah. Probably not till closer to 170. I don't know if I'd go in at 173.50. I'd look at how hard it hit it. It might not come down here. That might not give us the opportunity. And then if it keeps going, I'm just going to switch and see what Apple's looking like because I don't want to. It's a lot harder to chase it up. We need consolidating. This is a consolidating strategy. It sounds so counterintuitive. Just go long. Yes. And it could work. It could be amazing. I could see NVIDIA drop back out, so I'm glad I got out when I did. Okay, so here we go. I could buy it on the bid at 75, yeah, 77. Okay, let me get in right there. Didn't pick me up. I'm going to cancel. Okay. Canceling. See if we can get a bigger dip down. If it's going to dip down again. Does want to stop. 77. See, I'm right here. See me? Seriously, like it barely picked me up. That was painful. Decided to drop it. So let's see if it's going to go back down to the 50. Yeah. And I thought, I don't like to see that price. Oh, pulled the magnet down. That wasn't a good thing to see. That wasn't a good thing to see there. 25 cents, I would go in and hope this is a short-term retracement. $0.25 to add to half my position. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's not going to go down. Maybe. Yeah, I don't like that the volume on the short passed us here. Yeah, that's strong. Going down right now, so we got to be careful. I might reconsider adding. I need to see a little pop-up to add here. So we're not in a good consolidating stock, so I'm kind of in a forced move here. It's going back up. Switch, I saw 60 cents. 17 cents off the position, now 10 cents off the position. Now it's up, moving up. So we'll sell the ask on an upward move. I get it? Nope. For a second I had it there at 86, then it dropped. There it goes. It's going to swale in right now. Oh, it hit at 85. There it goes. So that was another good trade. Now we could hang on to it. I'm not confident in the way it's moving, but let's take a look at Apple. Because that looks like it might be doing what we really need it to be doing here. You should hopefully have made your goal today by trading sort of near what I was trading. Because it's getting later on the time, but I'll stay a few more minutes here. That's an interesting 5-minute pattern is still up, but it did hit a high and come down. Let's take a look at the 1-minute consolidation pattern here. Nope, it's climbing now from when I was looking at it. It's no, it's still just about not even a full dollar off of its close. Everything's going up today. This is just the beginning, I think, of an upward. So this is not any better as far as consolidate. We're just chasing it. Same thing. So I kind of feel lucky when I chase something. I don't feel like we are playing the channels the way they should be played. You know what I mean? What I do feel is though when it goes against me, I'm way more confident it's gonna come back and go up on a day like today. So I would just, if you're going to keep trading that way, though, I would be careful of, your max loss, or just go in a lower share size. You can add after you're way green. You can start to think about adding. I'm thinking here we might get this is a reversal sign. Sellers took the top of the volume, but the volume was less. Yeah, no, it's just going up. I wouldn't be surprised if this broke the fib in just a matter of 5 or 10 minutes. Which is way up there somewhere. Yeah, up there. 215.78. See if we can get a dip here. Let me just look at this. It's playing outside of its zone a bit. Not the ATRs though. Yeah, there's our ATR high. So we've got a long way to go here to go up before people would consider it to be trending. It's definitely a short-term trend right now. Let's see if we can get a dip on Apple. It's staying around the $0.50 mark. So it's stopping here. It's making a flat top. So we just don't want it to be a flat top breakdown. We want it to be a breakout, which it does seem like it's going to do. So if it gives me any kind of an opportunity here, I'll probably buy in here. Let's see. Bigger dip. I'm going to take it there. We got it at the 47. Now this is only moving about 10 cents. Yeah, see there. So you don't want to hold out for a big profit unless you're just riding it long here. So we've already made our goal. You should have. So we're trading beyond what I should be trading. Really, you should take your money, put it in the bank, and walk away. Resting on that 9. Turning around. We've got it at 47. Here's our market maker, 47 cents off, 6 cents off. Right there. This is the active trader tool. It's important that you're able to watch what they're going to give you in price right here. You can see the ask and bid, but if you go and market, this is what you're going to get right here. So Apple wants to hurt me because I took a boredom trade. The MACD is sending it down. All right, so now I have to try to manage my bad position. You see me do that in the RV strategy a lot. Do I add if it kind of turns around, or do I just wait a little longer for the, if I added as it was turning around, I could get out for a profit quicker. Maybe. It's just like decided to go steady and hold me hostage. We're still up for the day here, I believe. But even if I took a loss here, but I don't want to take a loss because I want to be 100% accurate today. Call me crazy. Here it comes back. So I'm not going to get greedy. I don't need $24 profit. It's just because I had $32 down or whatever. I just want, $10, $12. Just a green trade. So I'm at 47. Now it's saying it's going to give me 44 cents on the each share difference. So see a pop here. It's going up to that flat top, which is just 7 cents above my position. So there's not a lot of room here. That's only $14 if it went up that high. is what it says that I should go for, you know, on the most. But I like the fact that it might break it here, and it might really set a new channel up there. There was $11 briefly. Oh, is it going to fade off again? I'm just going to get out, try to get out. There we go. So 14 bucks. So that was a successful trade. And watch it, and then it breaks it. Then it breaks it. I thought it was going to fade again, and I didn't really have the time to keep trading with you guys. Look at it go. I hope some of you stayed in that. It's a good move for some of you there. So we got $14 on Apple, 104 on NVIDIA, so that makes us 118. AMD is 49, so that makes us 118. So that's one. Why can't I add suddenly? 158, 167. So 167 bucks today. I think that's the only three that I traded in this time opening. And what are they doing? Yeah, they've dropped off of my position. So NVIDIA's acting kind of crazy. I do think well, not crazy. I do think it will go up. It just might dip down a little lower here and then go up to like 176 to 178 maybe even. That's what my feeling is, but do your own reconnaissance, so to speak. On AMD, what is our highs here? What did it hit 175 already? 174.47. So we're in the stratosphere. We have thin oxygen up here. Hasn't been this high in a long time. So I think the same thing. I think it's going to end up, this climbed a lot more than NVIDIA did off of its ATR. But I think we're looking at about 176 close for the day. That would be my guess if you were to trade it long. Again, but always be looking for news, clearly what might happen on the news. But and I'll do a recap, and we'll go over what happened Friday when I wasn't mic'd up because I came in later in the day, and go over what we were doing today. But we were a little out of the strategy today, but you know, sometimes you need to do that to make the money. But I hope you guys all did good. So just be careful out there, and I will see you tomorrow morning. And go green, guys. See you soon.